Alright. A journey began. Okay, the Crown of Kings has been stolen by the Archmage. Let's just turn up the music. Taken across the Bachlands to Mampang. You've been sent to get it back. Should you fail, the whole of Kakabad will surely fall. A journey began. From the outpost settlement at Analand, you cross the Shamutanti Hills. Along the way, you spare the life of a defeated assassin, saved a village from the plague, and fought and killed the dreaded Manticore. You faced cruel twists of fate and disease. A test of character. To survive, you used your blade often, and your intelligence. Wait, what? Oh, okay, I thought it said rarely. I was like, what do you mean? In your intelligence frequently. You deceived, charmed, and tricked your way through. Your spirit guide changed as you changed, becoming the ape. But now, all of that seems a distant memory, for you are approaching Khare, the city port of traps. Let me fix the title real quick. Founded on a ford of the Jabaji River, Khare was once a camp for the pirates who ambushed merchants sailing from Lake Loonland to the sea. But the camp grew. It became a village. The village became a town, and now Khare is a magnet for ne'er-do-wells and thieves, ruled over by a council of villains. Let the city do its worst. And it is a place of treachery and traps. You will have to be constantly on your guard as you cross. Your goal is the North Gate, the only entrance to the Backlands, and the next stage of your journey. If your quest is to succeed, you must enter the city port of traps and make it out alive. Continue. Inkle presents! Steve Jackson's Sorcery. Part 2, Khare, City Port of Traps. Twilight already. The great city of Khare has loomed large on the horizon all day, but has been slow to reach, the path tracing great loops back and forth through a deep and narrow pass. Walk on. You have not seen a living soul except once, when a dark figure raced across the hilltops overhead, and then was lost from view. So you are naturally cautious when you round a bend in the path and see a beggar, crouched low against a rock, muttering to himself. You step out of sight behind an outcrop, but the beggar does not look like much of a threat. Approach him. Oh wait, there was a wait option. You call a greeting and stride over, and the man leaps to his feet, drawing a short stick from inside the cloak. Who goes there, he demands. What's your business in Khare? Well, greet him first. Greetings, old man. Enough of your greetings, beggar Smithback. I ask you a question. Who are you and where are you headed? I want a quest. A quest? A quest for what? I seek the Crown of Kings. You answer, watching his face closely for a reaction. If he has one, he hides it well. Never heard of it, he replies. What's it for? He prods harder. Answer me or you'll face the consequences. What consequences? Better you don't find out, he replies darkly. I am the city guard. No one enters Khare except through me. And then, despite his old age and clear ill health, he comes at you, waving a stick. I won't fight you. You tell him, you are unarmed. He waves the stick close to your face, jabbing a few times, but you push the point aside with one hand. Alright then, he declares, we'll settle this fairly. He tosses the stick to one side and raises his fist. The knuckles are blackened with scabs. I still won't fight you. You reply, I mean it. The beggar makes a sharp, braying noise like a laugh and then lamps you on the nose. I lost you. It is surprisingly painful, and he is readying for another swing. Step away. You step back, and with that, the fight seems to drain from him. He sits down again, suddenly sad. Very well, he moans. You're right, I suppose. I can't defend the city on my own. You're very brave. You tell him kindly. Am I, he asks, looking up. I don't feel brave. I'm still alive. Doesn't that make me a coward? He shivers. You don't have any food, do you? He asks sadly. Give him something to eat. You rummage in your pack and pull out a hunk of bread and cheese. Here. The man grabs it and eats gleefully, like a wild dog. He murmurs and grumbles to himself as he does so. Come with me. You take pity on the man. Come with me. I'm going into Khare. The soldier considers your offer for a moment as he chews. You're sure? I know the word for the wall, but they will not let me through the gate. Sounds like we can help each other. He clambers slowly to his feet. A gleam of hope has entered into the poor man's eyes. Very well then, stranger. A trade. I'm willing to give him a little food. I've got 41 fucking gold. The beggar walks a few strides ahead, the ghost of military pace in his step. What's your name? Captain Tomas of the Forged Legion, responsible for the southern perimeter, he knocks his bony heels together. At your service. What are you doing out here, soldier? We were sent out to investigate sightings, a whole legion of us, back when the council felt bold. But then they locked the gate and wouldn't let us back. They locked you out of the city? They knocked the goblins out of your place. If the goblins were gone, they let us in, but they aren't gone. They're in the rocks. Goblins? Interesting. Like I told you that the goblins are mining for the secrets of the crown of kings, perhaps hoping to use its powers for themselves. What would they want with Khare? Sure, this citadel part has nothing of importance to them. What do the goblins want? He shakes his head. I don't know. They can't get through the walls, but then I think I've heard them digging, scraping at the mud in the night. The path winds through gorse and thick grass. Khare squats in a basin in the hills like a stagnant, festering pool. You turn one corner, then another, and the stone walls of the city are looming over you. The walls weren't built to keep anything out. They were here before the goblins, Thomas says. They were built to keep people in. Khare is one gigantic trap itself. Why? Why, you ask? Are the people inside not happy? Would you be happy, ruled by pirates and thieves, he points? Cast your eyes up. You can see them, archers, facing in both directions. You could scramble up the slope to the right to get a better view of the wall. Call out the slope. You scramble up the slope for a better view of the wall, leaving Tomas below. It seems your new friend was right. Standing atop the huge stone box is a guard with a long bow slung across his shoulder. Watch the archer. You keep watching. The guard looks this way and that, but doesn't shift from his position. Down into the pass. We're not just gonna run forward. What? There's nothing else for it. You put up a hand and call out. The archer lifts a hand and shields his eyes against the sun. Who goes there? He bellows. Friend or foe? Let Tomas answer. You wait and Tomas cries back, friend. And the watchword is Cantopani. Guard pals him over, then lowers his bow. Approach. Tomas turns and smiles at you. Approach the gate. The south gate stands before you. It is as tall as two men and would be broad enough to ride 3 horses through, if only it were open. But instead, it is locked, and there is no other way into the city. Luckily, of course, you have a key. Over to you, says Tomas, stepping back. Unlock the gate with the Spin Chief's key. You quickly remove the Spin Chief's key from your pack and slip it into the lock. The tumblers click as the key turns. Tomas hangs back. Good work, but do you think it's safe to go through? Let's wait. Let's wait, you say, Tomas nods. A few heartbeats pass, but you hear nothing from inside the yard. Then he shakes his head. I'm going for it. Thank you, stranger. And with that, he dashes away inside. You hear nothing for a moment, then the sound of shouting voices and feet rushing away. Wait. You wait a moment, with heart pounding in your chest. Has he been caught? You hear nothing through the door. Wait and listen a little longer. You keep waiting, then you hear them. Voices in the yard. One strides over to the gate and checks it. You hear his voice. The gate's unlocked. A moment later, the gate is thrown open. You are staring into the face of a guard. He is rigid with surprise. Then two more arrive and they act. Strong, expert hands grab your wrists. You are dragged, pulled, and forced into a low stone building just by the gate. Oh, okay. Guess I should have gone. The door of the stone building is slammed and the lock turns over behind you. You look around. The walls are stone and the windows are barred. A bench against one wall is the only piece of furniture, where an old man sits. He is dressed in dirty robes and seems in a sorry state. Read Emma. You step towards the shadowy bench. Greetings, old man. He ignores you. He's concentrating hard on something on the ground just in front of him. A collection of small stones scattered as though for fortune-telling. After a moment, he grabs them up and tosses them again. You notice that his other hand is missing completely. The left sleeve of his tunic hangs limp up by his side. What do you mean, cast a spell? You glance upwards to the stars, and suddenly the old man shouts, "A sorcerer! I knew it!" What of it? My man says he will get us out of here, but better yet, I've not played anyone for months, and certainly not anyone smart. Sit down, sit down. Play what? Why, the old man. Why, the old man replies with a shark-like grin. Swindlestones, of course. Swindlestones. You ask him to treat stranger in town, don't know how to play? Better and better. He shows you one of his stones. It is a strange, 4-value die. Sit. He pats the bunch beside him with his one hand. Play. We can talk while I beat you. You'll have to teach me the rules. My lucky day, he grins at his one remaining tooth. It's easy. We each roll our dice in secret, but we bet on what we've rolled in total. You call if you think the other player has bid too high. The loser gives away a die. You go over to the bench, intrigued. The old man drops 4 dice into your palm and sweeps away a patch of dust on the bench for you to play. I'll go first, he says, waving with his hand. Show you how it's done. Roll dice. The game is simple. We roll and bet on what's come up. So for instance, I might start and bet that between us we've rolled at least 2 2s. So he probably has at least 2 2s, right? If he says that there are 5 2s, I will call him. Nothing but if I do not believe your bid, I call otherwise. I must make a higher bid myself. I will be calling. I do not believe that there are 5 2s. Only 4 2s. The round is yours. Roll dice again. I'm gonna say that there are 3 1s. I will be calling your 3 2s. Roll dice again. I'm gonna say that there are 4 2s. He's getting owned, dude. I'm gonna say that there are 3 2s. The game is yours! I win, don't I? The old man nods, gathering the dice. I won't be easy on you, of course. I went easy on you, of course. Rematch? Thanks for the game. You say, standing once more. I enjoyed beating you. The pleasure was mine, the old man says bitterly, putting his dice back into his pocket. He leans back against the stonework and hums quietly to himself. To talk to the man. You take a seat on the other bench with the old man, who is fussing with his empty sleeve. Tell me how I can escape this place. Do something else. You stand from the bench once more. Oh, but no. I don't really consider that a rewind. I thought that was like talk about something else. Tell me how I can escape this place. How can I escape this place? Oh, it's simple enough, he replies. In a day or two, the guards will let you out. Once they've decided you're not an enemy. They just take a while to consult one of the mages. Alternatively, you can cast a dot spell, and we will walk out now. He shrugs. Up to you. You stand from the bench once more. I will escape. Well, I will wait. Not escape. I'm in no hurry, you declare. You settle down to wait. Hours pass, but the guards do not return. Night falls and you stretch out on the floor to rest. No doubt when the guards come in the morning, you'll be able to persuade them of your innocence. You've already eaten today, so you are quite comfortable. Soon you are feeling sleepy. Across the room, the old man is already dozing, or pretending to doze, wrapped in his rags. Can you afford to sleep? What if he attacks you overnight? Or what if the guards come? Trust him. You shake away your fears. If something happens, you will simply have to wake up. But for now, you put your head down and try to rest. Green. Your dreams, when they come, are of the wall, like a towering monster, drenched in moss and slime. The gate, its wide-open maw. As you watch, it reaches down with fingers made from flagpoles and skewers from the old beggar-man, lifting him flailing into the air. Meanwhile, the one-armed prisoner throws the knuckles of his missing hand onto the bench over and over, calling endlessly to himself. It is as though you can see the crown, sitting in the dust on the far side of the north gate, so close, and yet out of reach. The next morning, come sunrise, you better for the night under shelter. As you wake, you hear a sound at the door. The guards! They must be satisfied that you are no threat as they open the door and shove you and the old man out into the morning sunshine. Out of prison. I won't miss you, the old man declares as he strides away. Wow! You watch him walk off and are reminded of your suspicions as to his honesty. Check your pack. Distrust turns to certainty. You check your pack. It's hard to be sure exactly, but searching through, the Bloomberg potion seems to have gone missing. You shout to the old man to slow down, but he is some way ahead now and has reached another junction and turned right. At the end of the yard, the road splits. Looking left, you see the guard lined up in rows, running drills, best not to head that way. To the right, the road leads towards the first buildings of Khare. You follow the road away from the yard along the bottom of a cliff ledge. Look up at the cliff. Look up at the cliff. Khare is built on a series of natural steps. In the past, the river flooded every autumn, drenching the land and keeping it fertile. Since the city was raised and the river dammed, floods have stopped. Now the trees look thin and skeletal, and the soil underfoot is like dust. Suddenly, something erupts from the tree line overhead and rolls down the slope just in front of you. It is a body. Approach. You approach carefully as the body, a black elf by the look of it, bumps and batters its way down the slope to land in a rough heap. Check it. Check the corpse. It is pretty clearly dead. But whether it was dead before being thrown down the cliff side is impossible to tell. Search it. You wasn't time, but search the corpse's pockets. There is no gold to be had, but it does have a strange black mask strapped on the back of its head. Take the mask. You'll unstrap the black face back from the elf and slip it into your pack. There's nothing more to be done. You are too late to help after all. You continue along the path. You pass an inn closed up for the daytime before reaching a crossroads. You reach a junction where 3 roads begin. These are the outskirts of Khare. Huts huddle like beggars on either side of the tracks, leading uphill into the city port. Pause to look around. It must be clear to everyone around that you are a stranger in these parts. The city's inhabitants, a multitude of malevolent creatures who would kill for the laces of your boots, turn to watch you as they pass. You are a sport, a figure to be jostled and robbed, the one who will most likely fall prey to the strange, elaborate system of traps laid across Khare by the early settlers to protect themselves from one another. Look at the paths. There are more people here than you've seen in a long time. You cast an eye across the faces to see if any are Flank or the assassin you met outside Torapani, your only friend in this city. You see no sign of the old man from the prison. He has scarpered already. Look left. To left you see a group of scruffy youngsters walking up the road with packs on their back. Look ahead. Ahead is the main road in the center of Khare. Its surface rutted from cartwheels further in the distance you see fields. This is the route taken by supply wagons to the docks. Right. To the right, you could just catch a glimpse of the old man disappearing into a hut a little further up the track. The business of the place is confusing, but you will have to simply strike out. North Gate awaits. Just at that moment, a cart rolls down the road from the right and careens around the corner to take the main track ahead. On its back are stacked several crates. One teeters for a moment, then falls near your feet, its lid cracking open. Look in the crate. Kneeling down, you prise open the crate with your fingers. Indeed, inside is a pile of smashed bottles. Thick purple liquid swirls about, littered with shards of glass. There are perhaps 4 bottles still intact, but you recognize the smell. It is Blinberry, a potion with many healing properties. Take 2. You take 2 of the bottles. Wipe them down as best you can on the grass nearby and put them into your pack. A lucky find indeed. We're chasing the old man. You head right, following the old man who stole from you, until you reach the hut you saw him enter. It is the only building on this path that is still standing. Either side are empty plots. Once the houses of farmers who planted the fields to the north, they are now collapsed and thick with prickweed. It seems that here, in the shadow of the city wall, it's not a place where people choose to live. Look at the remaining hut. By the side of the door to the hut is a sign, delicately painted, Chainmaker. The door is just a crack ajar. From within you hear a gentle tinkling sound, metal on metal, as though a creature in a chainmail dress was endlessly pacing the floor. Listen at the door, look ahead, and make a move. Listen at the door. You pause a moment longer and listen closely to the door. There are no voices or footsteps from within, just the sound of chains. Make a move. There are several places you could go. The Chainmaker. You push open the hut door, and enter. It is dark inside. The floor is sawdust, and the air smells of oil, polish, and burnt metal. From the ceiling, hanging like ivy, are metal chains of all lengths and thickness. Some suitable for machinery, some for oxen, others for arms and feet. The chains shift and whisper to themselves. There seems to be no one here. No sign of the old man, although a second door is open to the far wall of the hut. Search the room. No shop owner in Khare should have their wares unattended. Begin to carefully search the room, trying to set the chains to rattling. Look under the table. You start your search under the work table. There is nothing but dust and wood ticks here. Search along the left wall. Next, you look near the left wall and come across a small box containing 3 gold pieces, which you take. I didn't say to do that. Well, hold up. Look by the right wall. A high cupboard is fixed on the right-hand wall. Inside, you find a glass container labeled on the same hand as the shop sign. Blimberry juice, which you take. So you now have 3 lots of the potion. Look by the far door. You come across the room to see it's the other end of the room, moving as quietly as you can, but halfway over, a chain-linked net drops from the ceiling and knocks you to the ground with a tremendous clatter. You've triggered a trap! There is shuffling in the back room. Someone is coming. Wait to see who comes. There is no fighting with the heavy chains. You wait. A shadow appears in the doorway. It's the old man from the prison. He recognizes you and chuckles. Ah, my friend, he declares victoriously. You escape one prison only to get caught up in another. You are most unlucky. You are a thief! Well, of course I'm a thief. You met me in prison. I live in Khare. For Throff's sake, you better get used to it. Help me out of here. Now, why would I do that? Is the Chainmaker here? Oh yes, I'm angry. He's just occupied a moment, but he's coming this way. Very interested to see who's triggered his little trap and what they were doing. Net first. Okay. I'll give you 3 gold pieces. Just get me out of here. The man nods. It's a deal, he narrows his eyes, but only because I'm betting you just found those coins lying around in here. He holds out his hand to accept the money. Net first. The old man considers this for a moment, then agrees. Leaning down to the chain, he murmurs some kind of password. A few links levitate up into the air, creating a wide enough gap for you to crawl through. Pay him. You shove the coins into his hand. He pockets them and thanks you. Then he whispers another word, and the net drops back to the floor, and with that, and to your horror, he simply walks away. A moment later, another figure... Oh! I misinterpreted what that meant. I would like to rewind. When it said slip away, I thought it meant, like, try to run without paying him. Not like, I'm still in the net. Right? I thought it was, like, trying to dine and dash sort of deal. Nah, I'm still in it. That's my bad. Under the table, left wall, right wall. Searching around near the door to the shop, you find a copper key. This is also what I meant to do, by the way. I just misclicked before. It is carefully stashed into a crack in the wall, as though secret and valuable. It is far too small to be the key to the shop door. You take it and put it in your pack. Look by the far door. I get trapped. Wait to see who comes. Help me out of here. You're a thief. Chainmaker here. Bribe him. Net first. Slip out. You slip through the gap until you are halfway in and halfway out, and that's when the old man drops the net back down and holds out his hand. Pay him 1 gold piece. Here's one safe. The rest when I'm out. The man thinks for a moment, then pockets the coin and lifts the net up once more. You crawl out from under the net as quickly as possible and get back to your feet. The old man holds out his hand. Pay him. You pay the man another 2 gold piece and he looks genuinely surprised. You seem a decent enough soul, he remarks. I've not seen one of those in so long. I've forgotten what they were like. With a nod, he heads out into the street. Follow him. What? No, I thought you meant, like, follow him. Not... Well, no, I want to go because I want to... Why is it so misleading? Wait, what? Wait, I didn't do that, right? What? Search the room. Search along the left wall. Get the gold. Look near the door to the shop. I get the key. Oh, what? Why is this happening? Search the room. Look under the table. Left wall. Right, and then we get that. Search along the right wall. Look near the door to the shop. Look by the far door. Wait to see who comes. Help me out here. You're a thief. Chainmaker here. Bribe him. Net first. Flip out. AM1. Pay him. I'm gonna wait for the Chainmaker. You let him go, turning your attention to the door at the back of the room. The shop owner appears, a huge, burly, angry-looking Spin. Intruder, is it? He roars. You stand tall. The Chainmaker growls fiercely and snatches up a particularly heavy length of metal, holding it like it was thread. Talk my way out of this. I'm not stealing from you, you reply calmly. I called out, but you didn't hear me. I heard nothing, the Chainmaker growls suspiciously. You must have been working. That's where you're wrong, I was scratching. He lumbers toward you, swinging his chain. Cast a spell. Raz? No, come on. Well, you don't need to fireball him. Are we actually about to fireball his ass? Oh, man. Alright, we're fireballing him. You cast the spell and hurl an enormous fireball at the Chainmaker. He incinerates into a pile of ash surrounded by a pool of molten metal. With the Chainmaker dead, you quickly look what he has left behind and find 4 more gold pieces. On the way out of the shop, a silver chain catches your attention. Look at it. Silver chain is clearly enchanted. The ends seem to snap and bite at one another, like amorous snakes. You may be able to use it in battle quite effectively. As you leave the shop, you call a thank you to the Chainmaker for the chain, wishing his soul well. What the fuck? I gotta know. Again, I'm willing to go back and do everything I just did. What happens if you just call it a greeting? Okay, well. Time for me to do all that stuff again. Search the room. Left wall. Under the table. Right wall. Near the door. By the far door. What happens if you just wait there, though? I'm curious. I guess you can save yourself your 3 gold. I wonder if you buy the chain, if he's more like accepting or whatever, right? Oh, okay. I guess you don't. I guess you just stop looking. Okay. We will do all of it. Under the table. Right wall. Near the door to the shop. Look by the far door. What kind of spells can you cast here? Interesting. Wait to see who comes. Help me out of here. You're a thief. Bribe him. Net first. Slip out. Pay him one. Pay him. Follow. Wait for the chainmaker. Talk my way out of this. What? Alright, well, we're just a fucking murderer. Alright, I think we will call it here for sorcery.